generally, inspiration to be an artist came from my dad. My dad was a painter. We painted houses, which will include interior decoration, cutting stencils, doing friezes, borders and stuff. My dad, he has this writing desk, and then that thing had drawers where he stashed all his drawings and stencils, and when I'm in the house and I would go through the drawers and just look at things and just look at the cuts, the drawings, and the color swatches. He had all these color charts. They were accordion folded type. And you will look colors. So colors started registering that early. You wouldn't think it's going to be useful later in life. Who knew? But so colors started registering very early. I paint with bright colors. Intentionally, with bright colors. There's a school that in art history that I liked. They call them the Fauvists. They just love painting with colors in their original hues. They can pick a yellow and just slap it there. Red, blue. So they grade those colors according to their strength, and they light and shade. Yellow becomes the lightest. Blue, ultramarine, or cobalt becomes the darkest, and the reds might be in the middle with the orange and stuff. Some marks you would think that some artists would not retain because I think it's a mistake and paint over. Those I leave there, and they make the most impact because they trick your mind into thinking the action is still on and on and on and on and on. Sometimes I do paint in such a way that, say, I mostly use flat brushes, which are like chisel heads. When you make a mark with them, they have a square, angular feel to them. I can make those angles into rectangles and squares that can be patches that make up a face or make up a painting. And you sort of see different swatches of squares and you're like, but when you stand back, everything merges and form the picture. And there are also sometimes I'm listening to, say, Vivaldi, which is one of my favorite, Four Seasons, and you're painting and it feels as if your hand is being moved by the violin, and maybe not, but it works, and I have my fun doing that. I always intentionally want my brushwork to create the kind of effect that, brings emotion out. I take inspiration from life. I like music. I don't play any instruments, but I like music. And I always felt like life, even landscape, even general day-to-day things that we do, there is music behind it. There's a rhythm, there's a rhyme, there's balance, there's everything in there. But then when you look at a painting, which is a two-dimensional thing, you're wondering, how do you fit music into that? Other than painting the picture of a musician, right? So I started playing around with how to present sound. I always liked to make paintings that you stand in front of it and you're like, you can feel movement, you can feel depth, you can just sort of be like you're in a concert listening to whatever the picture is saying. In Nigeria, there's a lot of dance. Technically, we have party for everything. There's always a reason to dance. Weddings in Nigeria, wow, I miss that. Colors, you see the women dress, You see the young ladies dance. It's beautiful. I wanted to present the joyful feeling that you find in an environment where people are dancing and celebrating. And there's some certain cultures when they dance in Nigeria, they hold handkerchiefs. And that handkerchief moves with their body, their arms, and that handkerchief it's like a conductor conducting a classical piece. You follow the conductor's hand, you follow the beat, the rhythm, and everything. So I wanted to show all that, but at the same time, be able to show that, in life there are celebrations. And when the time to celebrate is here, make the most of it. There are times there are no reasons to celebrate. But who would know? If you choose to celebrate even though there are no reasons to celebrate, who would really, really fault you for it, really? I mean, people might think it's awkward and out of place, but that's what you might need for your sanity. Your world is your world. What you make of it is yours. If you choose to have it all blue and sad, it's still yours. But if you choose to just, yes, in spite of everything, break forth and be the joy, for yourself and for others, it affects others. It's like a reaction that just multiplies. Gandhi was the one who said that be the change that you hope to see. My painting is one of my ways of being the change and presenting the change.